Alright guys, we've been talking about tons of albums all year, having super serious discussions. It's time for us to kind of lay back and start December to Remember by reflecting on some concerts. I'm not talking about what's your favorite concert, your least favorite concert. We've done all that nonsense before, and we've had a lot of fun doing it. But now I'm talking straight up about some of your favorite moments from different concerts, and unlike the other videos where I merely propose this and then prompt you to respond, I have a couple I want to talk about also, because I've been to literally tens of probably hundreds of concerts. I don't even know how many I've been at this point in time, but I've had some memories, some good, some bad, and I'm going to reflect on them with you right now. My English sucks at the moment. The very first one that comes to mind, and I'm not doing this in any particular order, is probably Gigantour 2005. I mentioned this in the Metal Melting Pot edition number 4, so if you've heard this story before, please don't stop me because it was that funny that time. It was that funny whenever it happened. It's going to be that funny right now. Dillinger Escape Plan. If you guys don't know about Dillinger Escape Plan, then definitely check them out. They are certainly a sight to behold. And live, you definitely need to know what you're getting yourself into. We're talking extreme stage show, tons of energy, tons of movement, and just absolute insanity. And that's exactly what happened. So I went to Gigantour 2005 with my best friend and his fiance, and I went with my girlfriend at the time, who lived about 15 to 20 minutes away from me. And whenever Dillinger took the set, we were right up front. We had been right up front for Nevermore prior to that. We were not moving, hopefully for the remainder of the night, which of course ended up not working, considering, you eventually have to pee. But at any rate, whenever Dillinger first came out, the lead singer does what? He runs out, he grabs the mic stand, he only supports the mic stand by the place where the microphone would clasp on, and he swings it out in the crowd, nearly clipping my then girlfriend directly in the face. So yeah, she's getting that moment where her life is flashing before her eyes. She's remembering herself as a little 2-year-old infant, getting memories of the first time she got kissed, the first time she got felt up in the back of a Chevrolet, all that shit like that. And for the remainder of the show, she's turning to me saying, "I almost died." And I giggled my ass off because it was pretty fucking funny. This is, of course, the same show that I stayed in my position during all of Dream Theater and Megadeth sets because I was not going to be caught in the back of, the back. And by the time that show was over, I basically had to piss so bad that if I didn't stop at the first McDonald's that I saw, there was a very, very good chance I was going to just piss into my innards and go septic and die. So yeah, that was another great experience for that. Iron Maiden was my very first concert. Iron Maiden, Dio, the late great Dio, and Motorhead. So this was a sit-down show, which was kind of unique for a band, for bands of those calibers, but it was really, really cool because I think that was a little bit honorable to them, really showcasing their value to the metal scene. Whether it was Lemmy that was singing up towards God, like he was shouting at him saying, "Fuck you, look at me, I'm Lemmy," or Dio, of course, pounding Holy Diver, or the crowd being transfixed on every single move, from left to right, every gyration that Bruce Dickinson made, and of course Eddie. That crowd was one of a kind. It was one of those things where even though you were sitting down or had a seated seat, nobody had their asses in the seat. They were definitely all moving back and forth, singing every word of every song. Horns were up. There wasn't going to be a mosh pit because instead there was nothing but bona fide respect. First concert, yeah, kind of like being a virgin. You always remember your first time. That one was certainly a memory for me. How about some more recent concerts? How about the Red Hot Chili Peppers? Man, do you want to talk about a show where I probably expended the most energy that I've ever expended? And I wasn't even in a pit. I wasn't in anything like that. It was just dancing, singing along, shouting the lyrics back. One of the most high-energy concerts that I've ever been to were done by gentlemen that were all aged 50 or above, probably, with the exception of their new guitarist. It's insane to think that a band that has been going at it for more than 30 years is able to outclass a lot of the bands of today, not to mention also out-energize them 100% while on stage. We all know that Flea's name is definitely appropriate, but Anthony, damn, wow. Dude, definitely, if he's no longer on cocaine, then he is on a natural high that some of us will only dream of ever being on. And then, of course, My girlfriend has a hell of a memory of getting a hug during the Summerlin Festival this year from Robin from the Gin Blossoms. Something that, well, she just dreamed about seeing them for most of their lives. Well, most of her life. And instead, she not only gets to see them, but also gets a hug from their lead singer. Can't really complain about that at all. Kind of like whenever she got the hug from, the Misfits and got some autographs, and I gave her brother my autograph ticket. And I think he really enjoys that to this day. Oh man, the memories go on and on from hearing different songs that I really enjoyed from the Dimmu Borgir concert that I went to in 2004. Literally traveling 2 hours in order to get to this show, and literally falling asleep nearly at the wheel on my way back, only being kept up by the DJ on the radio, literally playing each and every song that I really, really enjoyed that night. It was almost like she was watching over me. Kind of one of those weird spiritual experiences, only in musical form. So, of course, it's better than the whole spiritual mumbo-jumbo bullshito. Oh, man, from the first Opeth experience at Mr. Smalls to the third experience that I just had recently this year, to the Porcupine Tree experience where I got to see one of my favorite bands of all time, only to have my car towed later on that night, considering I parked apparently in a handicapped space. Basically had to wait outside in Pittsburgh in a 40-degree, 30-degree night for an hour and a half for my father to come and help me bail out my car, to driving to the Immortal and Apsu show in 2011 during a blinding snowstorm where Pittsburgh received on upwards to 1.5 feet of snow, not giving a shit about the fact that I might not be able to make it home. These are just some of the memories, whether it be of the music or the experience itself, that really strike me as just fantastic memories that will be with me for the rest of my life. And one that definitely will also strike me was seeing Overkill for the very first time, Gigantour 2006, Columbus, Ohio. Considering they were only slated to have about a half an hour set, to maybe even 45 minutes. One of the other bands that was on the bill, I think it was either Boba Flex or somebody of that caliber, wasn't there. So what did they do? Overkill said fuck you and played for about an hour and a half, and it was a tremendous experience. Hearing everything from the Years of Decay to I Hate, to Evil Never Dies, to No Lights, basically spanning their entire discography, and of course hearing Rotten to the Core live for the first time, hearing the diehards chanting every word back, alarming with the chorus, Rotten to the Core, and hearing Bobby's voice for the very first time in a live setting and realizing that that man's voice will never decay no matter what happens to him. Wow. Amazing. And then, of course, Opeth was there and Megadeth was, it was just, oh, that was a great show. What are some of your favorite concert moments, experiences that you had? Is it, accidentally hitting a member of a band with a beach ball like I almost did with a member of, I think it was either Sugar Ray or maybe even the Gin Blossoms, I forget. Was it the fact that you got to meet and greet somebody? Did you catch somebody while moshing? Did you catch a guitar pick? Did you catch a guitar? Did you get pummeled to death by Corpse Grinder? What is it? I want to know. Let's talk about it. This is something that each and every one of you motherfuckers should be participating in. Even if you haven't gone to a concert, make one up. Because that would be cool to hear. What are some of your dreams and aspirations? And for those of you who have been to concerts, what are some of the concerts that you remember the most? Tell me. Comments. Now.